Minnesota Vikings fans, get ready because the offseason is full of questions and crucial decisions ahead. One of the hottest topics right now is, without a doubt, what the Vikings will do with Sam Darnold. After a season where he exceeded expectations, the quarterback's future is up in the air, and Minnesota has several options on the table. In this video, we'll take an in-depth look at the potential decisions the team could make and what each one could mean for the franchise's future. Let's start by quickly reviewing what happened with Darnold this season. When he joined the Vikings on a one-year contract, many didn't know exactly what to expect from him. With his history with the Jets and Panthers, Darnold had experienced both high and low points in his career, but in Minnesota, he proved he could be a reliable quarterback. Throughout the season, his performance was consistent, and many Vikings fans started to believe he could be a valuable piece for the team in the years to come. Now, with his contract coming to an end, Minnesota faces an important decision. Darnold is no longer just a temporary player. He has established himself as a solid option for the franchise. The Vikings can move forward with him in various ways, but what is the best option? Here is where the franchise tag comes into play, a tool that NFL teams often use to keep key players when negotiations haven't worked out before free agency. The window to apply the franchise tag will open on February 18 and close on March 4. During this period, the Vikings must decide whether to use the franchise tag on Darnold, which would keep him under contract for one more year with a high salary, or if they prefer to explore other long-term options. The franchise tag ensures a player doesn't leave for another team in free agency, but it's also an expensive option that might not be appealing long-term if the team isn't convinced Darnold is their future quarterback. If Minnesota doesn't apply the franchise tag, attention will shift to March 12, when free agency officially begins. However, before that, a legal tampering period opens on March 10, allowing teams to negotiate with player agents without contracts being signed yet. If the Vikings don't choose to keep Darnold with the franchise tag, it's likely that other teams will show interest in him, putting Minnesota in a tough spot to quickly find an alternative. So, what could the Vikings do if they decide not to retain Darnold? There are several possibilities. First, they could try to sign him to a long-term contract, making him the starting quarterback for the upcoming years. This scenario could be appealing if the team believes Darnold has the potential to be a long-term leader. However, there's also the option of looking for a quarterback in the NFL draft, or if the circumstances allow, signing a free agent with more experience and stability. Another factor that could influence the Vikings' decision is the performance of their starting quarterback last season. While Darnold showed flashes of his potential, some believe Minnesota might be better off seeking a more stable long-term option. This is especially true if the team aims for a significant overhaul of their offense, and the quarterback position is key to their success. And what about the Vikings' relationship with Darnold? Many are wondering whether the team sees him as the future or if they're just looking to keep him short-term. The fact that Darnold exceeded expectations doesn't necessarily mean his future in Minnesota is secure. The Vikings will have to make a decision that affects not just the 2025 season, but also the long-term structure of the team. Over the coming weeks, we'll likely hear more rumors and speculation about what Minnesota will do with their quarterback. The truth is, the Vikings have several options, and as fans, it's understandable that we all have an opinion on what they should do. Some believe Darnold deserves the chance to stay as the starter, while others think it's time to look for new alternatives. The deadline for a final decision is fast approaching, and in just a few days, we'll know if the Vikings place the franchise tag on Darnold or start looking in other directions. Whatever the decision, it will have a huge impact on the future of the franchise and will undoubtedly spark plenty of discussion among Vikings fans. So, what would you do if you were the Vikings general manager? Should they keep Darnold with a franchise tag and evaluate his future for one more year? Or should they start thinking about new long-term options? We invite you to share your thoughts in the comments and participate in our weekly poll. We want to know what you think. And as always, don't forget to subscribe for more exclusive Minnesota Vikings news. See you in the next edition.